Welcome back to the B Team Sports Show. This is episode 12. It is Thanksgiving week. We are all on Zoom at our homes, except for Grant and Tyler. How are you guys doing?
Holding down the fort, holding down the
We got a
fort.
little we got a little land party going on COD over here. So
Good to know. Love that you guys are engaged in Call of Duty right now during our podcast time. Love to see that. We have a very busy week of sports. We have NFL Thanksgiving, big college football games with college football playoff implications, and feast week for college basketball. Let's get it started. We have Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was recently released from the New York Giants and signs with the Minnesota Vikings today. How are you guys feeling about that? What do you guys think? What do you guys expect to see from Danny Dimes?
I think the
I mean, it
Vikings
was
have
very
the
clear that
most
he wanted.
mid.
You guys need to start using the
Yeah,
hand raise
I love
button.
that idea.
Where's the hand raise
Where's the
button?
yeah? Educate me.
I don't know. That might only be on Teacher Zoom.
Oh, here we go. Wait. No, I just got. Oh, yeah. It's under React. You see?
No.
In order to talk, you guys need to use the hand raise button.
I blurred my background.
Case gave us a thumbs up, so we're doing well so far. Well, going back to the Danny Dimes conversation, I think I don't understand it at all. Nothing's changing. He sucked for the Giants. He'll probably suck for the Vikings too. There's not a lot that you can do there, in my opinion. Grant, you raised your hand. Yeah, this is going to be a cooked podcast. All right, let's go.
I was just saying, I think the Vikings have the most mid quarterback room in the NFL. Like just name wise. Obviously, I'm not going off a play right now. Name
Without
wise, we have Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and then JJ McCarthy, who is injured. But I don't know. I feel like the
Sam
Vikings.
Darnold had one of the best starts to an NFL season out of any quarterback
Darnold
in
was
the
You're
cooking,
NFL.
right.
buddy.
But
Don't
what
diss
has he
Sam
done
Darnold.
since then? What has he done since then?
This is a crazy switch up. You were pushing Sam Darnold for MVP for like 6 weeks straight.
Yep.
Hey, I wasn't pushing it. I was just saying he was leading all the stats. I said if the season ended today, he would be the MVP. And I wasn't wrong.
The season didn't end though.
No shit.
Hate that
Um,
argument.
I think whenever, excuse me, I think whenever it comes to Daniel Jones, I don't really think he's as bad as people say he is. Although I don't necessarily think he's a starter, I wouldn't say he would do that much better going to a different team. But like guys that come from New York and the Giants, they're terrible whenever they play for that organization. I mean, the
Yeah.
past 5, 6 years have been awful, and I honestly think it's a pretty good pickup for the Vikings considering Sam Darnold has been hurt a lot. I mean, he's been a little bit shaky with his ankle. He's had to come out a couple plays. Mullins, their current backup, has had to come in and take a few snaps because of that ankle
Yeah.
being an issue. So I don't think it's too terrible of a pickup, but I also don't think Daniel Jones is the answer.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think from now on we're banning the raise hands.
Yep. I think that's a great call out.
Um,
Well, moving on. Baseball news. This is huge well, not Tyler, but I'm sure Tyler thought he was going to get it. The Dodgers signed Blake Snell for 5 years, $182 million.
Whoa. What's this? What agenda are you pushing here with me?
You wanted Blake Snell. You said it earlier.
Okay. The thing is, wanting Blake Snell and thinking the Cardinals were going to actually sign Blake Snell is very different. We're in a rebuild. There's no reason to sign a veteran starter.
Can we talk about the fact that why did the Dodgers go after Blake Snell? I feel like their pitching core is pretty solid. I mean, hell, they just won a World Series. Like
They have money. They just at this point they're just
they can
buying
go.
people so other teams don't have them.
that's
They
kind of
can
what
just go get the Avengers.
well,
KD
and
to the Warriors type move right
somehow money
Yeah.
is just like a concept for them. I don't think they have any idea what 182 million is like pocket change the way they're paying Otani. Like this is just ridiculous to me. Like
This
how
is
do they keep
absurd.
getting away with
Also,
this?
Snell had a good year,
Yeah.
but like for 182 million, I don't think he had that good of a year.
Yeah, no, not that good. Not anywhere near that good. He was maybe if I was him, I would have been happy with 100 if that. Like 182 is a lot more than he's worth in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if hey, bag chaser.
Bag
Here's the
chasing
Bag
here's
chaser,
Jack and a bag
chaser,
chasing
Jack.
agenda. Got go get your bread, boy.
Yeah, that was something that I was like, good.
What's
Lord.
their bullpen now? It's Yamamoto. So they're definitely not getting that I forget. You guys talked about it on Run It Back though. He's in Japan right now and he's gonna
Oh
come
Oh,
yeah,
back.
I
the
know who you're
World
talking about.
Baseball Series.
They're not
Um,
classic. Yeah, they're not going for him.
World Classic. That's what it was.
Their depth chart in their bullpen is Kopech, Vesia. I'm not going to even try to attempt to say that name. Anthony Banda, Ryan Brazier, and Ben Caspareus.
so
Man,
is Kershaw just retiring?
man.
Kershaw, he's not on their depth chart, so
Is he not? Is he a
no.
free agent?
So I don't know, but doesn't matter. Speculation. Dodgers are good per usual. Basketball, UConn is not good per usual. Back to back, Memphis and Colorado. Let's talk about that transition.
Bang.
Tough.
Bang.
Yeah,
They don't look good at all. How do you drop
no.
back to back games like that in the way they did too? Like that's just
Well, I
The
think
first game, I'll let you go first, Grant.
I think we might be on the same level here. I think that first game they lost that because of head coach, you know, that
Yeah,
technical year with Dan
that's
Hurley.
exactly what I was gonna say.
that's
Like
Can't
not,
do that,
he
Dan Harley.
he lost that game. And like
that
that's
was
somewhere
awful.
like when you are going to one of those big name basketball schools, that is completely inexcusable. Like there is
Oh,
like he let his team down there.
that was terrible.
Like if I was a player on that
You-
team, like that's like a guy that has no business shooting threes, doing a spin around step
Yeah.
back three.
Yeah.
That's just
Did
bullshit.
you guys see? Did you guys see his post game press conference?
I did not, but I
I
heard
did
about
not.
it. I heard it
Not,
wasn't good.
not one time did he admit that he was wrong.
Great.
He said the officiating was bad, and he didn't apologize for pretty much losing UConn that game. They follow that up with an absolute stinker against Colorado, who I
They
think
looked
is
awful. Awful.
average. I think Colorado has a chance to be the 18th worst team in the Big 12.
Yep.
They didn't play like it yesterday. We'll give them credit. We'll tip our cap when we have to tip our cap. They
Yeah.
played good yesterday.
Yeah.
They didn't play good enough to beat a UConn team.
No.
UConn played bad.
UConn looked terrible. For a number 2 team in the country, they looked awful.
You can argue that maybe it was because, game yesterday. You're a little tired. Got your legs aren't fully under you. But also, I knew it going into the year. UConn's not the same UConn team. This team's not as good as the last two teams.
Nowhere even close.
So, do we really think, are we selling our UConn stock? Because I never had any.
I'm selling.
And if
I'm
I did,
selling
I would
some.
sell it.
I'll tell you,
All right.
I'm selling some. I'm not selling all of it. I don't think they're out, but I don't think they're as good as people have been gassing them up to
I
be.
don't think they're the national champion
No. They don't
until
play
they start winning some games.
they don't play like a national
Where
team.
would you guys rank them in the top 25, outside the top 25? What are you ranking them?
15, 16.
Yeah.
They're still better than Creighton.
They're 15.
Yeah, you can't drop 2 games there. That's the big thing. I mean, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I think Memphis is a lot better than what people think they are. Tyrese Hunter coming in, transfer from he used to play for Iowa State, went to Texas, and now plays for Memphis. He's their star. He's going to be their best player there, and Penny Hardaway has that team rolling. But ultimately, you can't drop 2 games against 2 unranked teams. Like that is just a terrible loss. And I know they had their entire team go to the draft this year, and they don't have as good of a center. And Liam McNeely has kind of been their best player right now, but ultimately that's just and I hate to say it, that's just bad coaching. Like, and I wonder if that tails back to Hurley's technical foul that happened against Memphis, and that kind of sparked the team in going the wrong direction. But you can't drop 2 games to 2 unranked teams.
No.
What I will say before we move on completely is I was very confused about UConn's approach. In that first game, especially, it looked like they were fouling
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And they were, for some reason, losing their minds over it. When every single one, there was one call. The call that Dan Hurley actually got teed up on, the over the back, was a little questionable.
Yeah. But
However, every other foul looked like a legitimate foul. So I don't understand why Dan Hurley's sitting there screaming his ass off the entire
agree.
game.
Because
He lost. He lost him that game against Memphis. And for UConn to lose against Colorado, that's unexcusable.
yeah, I agree.
It is. That Colorado team's not very good. They're well coached. Colorado will always be a well coached team. Tad Boyle's good.
Yeah.
He's good at his job.
Yeah.
But that team is not good.
No.
In other news,
Speaking of good teams, Kansas is still number one, baby. We
Best
beat
team in the
Duke
nation.
last night. I don't know who all you all watched that game, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
That had me out of my seat stressing, dude.
Never a doubt.
Like
Never a doubt.
we
there was
should
a doubt. Let's not lie. There was most definitely a
Never
doubt
Let's
when
lie, yeah.
Hunter
Best team in the
Dickinson got
country.
ejected.
Best team in the country. Never a doubt.
What are you guys' thoughts on the ejection?
I feel
I
like
think that
I feel
is
like
insane.
anytime
Holy, raise your hands in real life. Okay, go, Brew.
I feel like anytime there's going to be a questionable call and they go to replay, it's going to look a lot more intentional than it may have been. And I feel like that was most definitely the case for Hunter, where you watch that in full speed and you watch that live, and it didn't look like that intentional or that egregious. But then you see a slow mo of it, and it just looks like he went out of his way to kick him in the
That was
face.
most definitely intentional.
I will say
I-
also the fact that, yeah,
Malik Brown was getting all in his grill the entire game. He just wanted to do a little bit of a cheap shot, and sadly, it got caught.
The thing was the
I feel
undercut.
like his
the
reputation,
undercut.
that definitely doesn't help him there.
The undercut that sparked them going on the ground in the first case, that was probably a technical too. If you're gonna call a technical on that, call a technical on
That was a foul. That was just a normal box
That
out
was
foul. And
bad.
they called it.
That
They
was
called it on the
bad.
floor.
and,
They
and
called it on the floor.
what I'm saying
That
is
wasn't the missed call.
there was no technical two anywhere throughout that play. If you're gonna give it a technical, give it a tech one. Because that wasn't any
That was it was a tech one. It wasn't a tech two.
It was not a tech two because
We'll
first
say-
off, you can't even see the guy's face anyways. Yeah, it was messed up. It was intentional, whatever. It's a tech one, not a tech two. And the fact was, after that moment, I know I was lying when I said there was never a doubt. I was scared. I thought the game was over once I saw Hunter go to the bench. And I was
Because
like,
what was worse too is Flory was a little bit in foul trouble and he was playing really bad. Like he was
looked
not
awful,
playing as well as he should have.
Flory
And
was
so
playing
when Hunter went out, I was like, oh shit. Like if Flory was having a game, I wouldn't have been worried. I'd have been like, you know what, whatever, we got another one. Flory was not having a game.
Yeah.
He was kind of having a stinker.
Mhm.
And he stepped up. When the team needed him, he stepped up. He made some highlight plays. He made some momentum moving plays. I don't know if you guys caught that dunk or
That
he
was
like
awesome.
caught the ball with his elbows above the rim, but
That was awesome.
he was kind of that spark the team needed. And his defense last night like sealed the game right there when I forget who it was going up for that layup and he came out of nowhere, forced the pass, and we stole it. So
Yeah, it was Khan. I don't know why Khan's jumping for no reason.
I'm gonna second that though, Grant, and I agree with you for some certain extent, but we got to be honest. Hunter was playing awful that game. He was terrible. Like he would go up for a dunk,
That was
and
bad.
he would shank it, and then he just started doing this thing where he was frustrated. He was just throwing shots up to the rim and just pretty much getting them back in that game. He could not get a basket, and he was trying to shoot his way out of the slump. And even though he was ejected, but like I'm not sure like we still would have won that game if he was still in. But I think having his presence in the paint is good enough
Yeah.
to the point where just him standing in the paint alone is better defense
Scary.
than when Flory's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
no,
I did
I
like
can-
that the announcers talked about how Flory is going to make big strides next season, though, because I think he definitely will.
It happens every
if
year.
he stays
Every
another
player.
if he stays another season, he's
Yeah.
I think smart. He should stay another season where he's the number one guy. Period. He'll get developed, and then he's going to be one of those guys where rather than he left too early, I think it's going to be.
Well, obviously the
know this
season
time.
just started, but I feel like there shouldn't be a shot that he leaves us this season.
I agree with Tyler. He
Yeah.
We
should
thought that
stay.
we thought the same thing with Furphy though when he wasn't starting and he was averaging like 4 points a game.
Well, that was scary because when he got moved into the starting lineup, he had 2 back-to-back games where he had like 20.
Yeah.
And then his name was thrown into like the NBA draft, like scouting reports. And so that's where the speculation
Yeah.
started. I don't think Flory will. I could see a world where he does, but I can't see a world where he's a first.
Hunter would have to get hurt for that to really take off.
Real
Yeah.
quick before we move on, Case, going back to what you said, Hunter's performance last night reminded me of a Kevin McCullough game where he wasn't feeling it and he just was like, "Well, I have to
Run
play."
to the rim, throw that shit up.
Yeah,
It was he was playing very like not bad, I guess. He still had 11 points. Say what you want about it. But he was like Case said, he was throwing stuff at the rim. He wasn't his normal self. You could tell he was getting flustered by Malawak and Malik Brown's presence.
Yeah.
How many times did Malik Brown swipe the ball away from Hunter?
Like at
It
least
felt
30
like
times
a
at the
million.
start.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. Is that's what frustrated Hunter, is he wasn't able to get to his spots whenever he wanted to against a much smaller defender. A few plays before, there's a play where he was posting up Malik Brown. Brown tried to sneak through under his arm, and Hunter put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
I do not understand, first of all, how that's not a technical foul.
Yeah.
But it was a build up. This wasn't just a one-time thing. This was Malik Brown swiping all the balls from him. Hunter puts him in a headlock, no call. Duke was screaming.
Yeah. Dude was
And
up.
then the very next possession, probably a few possessions before he gets ejected,
Yeah.
he's posting at the 3-point line, extends his elbow out, hits Brown in the face,
Yeah.
and chucks a bullet at the rim that had no chance of going in.
Yeah. No, that
And it was a build-up, and it got the best of him. Malik Brown and Duke got the best of Hunter Dickinson tonight.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
speaking of a stinker, the opposite of a stinker, KJ Adam had a defensive masterclass last night, guarding Flag. Real quick before I go on that, a lot of people said, including myself, was making jokes that Flag didn't really do anything last night.
Yeah.
Offensively, no, but defensively, besides KJ, he was the best player. And I do think there's an argument to be made that Flag was better than KJ because Flags was lanky. He was getting tipped passes. He was getting steals. But, I mean,
Flag had a pretty solid game, but
I'm
it
not
wasn't
gonna.
good enough.
I disagree.
Jack, go ahead. I'm gonna trail off your point here.
I think Cooper Flag, 13 points, 5 rebounds. The real thing that people are going to point out with Cooper Flag is 4 turnovers. Now, why is this a big deal? It's because it's very reminiscent of what happened in the Kentucky game. And sadly, he spins right into KU's defense. 14 seconds left. You would assume Cooper Flag's getting the ball. He lost the trust of John Shire. John Shire put the game in the hands of Con Knipple, who has been a lot more careful with the ball than Cooper Flag was tonight, and he wasn't able to do anything. What do you have, Grant?
I wouldn't necessarily say he's lost trust in him yet. I just think it was because Knipple was hot, and there's no point in
Well, he didn't lose. He didn't
I
lose the
disagree.
trust, though.
I respectfully disagree with that. I mean, you're down. What? They were down 3 points.
They were down
Yeah,
2.
what
Well,
the
they were
final
down 1
shot?
at the
Con
time.
Knipple was.
They were
only
down. They were
9.
down 1. The play I'm talking about.
14
Oh,
Where
okay.
seconds.
Con just shot it at the
Yeah.
air because he got up in the air and couldn't pass out of it.
Stupid.
Okay.
It was ridiculous. Knipple won Kansas that basketball game.
Great defense. I mean, that's good job by
Textbook.
AJ Griffin and Flory to get their hands up in the air, but I don't really understand John Shire's play calling towards the end, especially when they were down 3. Con Knipple was 0 of 9 from 3-pointer, and they set a shot where Malawak came off of like a slip screen almost when Knipple was the inbound passer, and they wanted like a pretty deep 3 for the win. And I mean, I guess go for it if you're confident in your players, but I just don't see where you should have the ball go in Con Knipple's hands whenever Proctor was shooting 5 of 7 from deep that game. So I think you got to get the ball into the hottest player you have in the game, which was Tyrese Proctor, and then have him shoot that 3.
The thing that no one's talking about, Dwan Harris. He
Bad
is
game.
like, I can't believe no one's mentioned that. That man with that game proved what he does for that team. He's a facilitator. He passes the ball. He can get in the lane. He moves that defense like chess pieces, and it is amazing to watch. It is so fun, and no one gives him enough credit, in my opinion. He needs
Nobody
to
You guys
does.
see the
awesome.
drive he had to the basket where he just completely cooked Cooper Flag, like
Yes.
had him lost.
Yes.
Who else
And then he
can do
kicks it
that?
out.
That
And then,
is
what was it?
awesome.
Rylan Griffin 3 or was it
Rylan Griffin. It was a Rylan Griffin 3-pointer.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was watching
was-
that. It was like, oh my god.
It's textbook.
He looked
It is
Oh.
textbook, and it was
And
all
that's-
money. He was able to get to his spots.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so glad ESPN had to post that because ESPN hates shitting on Duke and they
Oh,
hate
no,
shitting
it's
on their
ridiculous.
projected
Yeah,
number
no.
1 pick. So for that to happen, you could tell some intern had to take a big deep breath before posting that one. But
Yeah, no,
It was.
I'm-
Dwan Harris had a game.
I'm sorry, but like I was watching this game and I'm listening to the commentary, and oh man, did they want Duke to win that game so bad.
I was losing
Fred
it.
Fraschilla, are you kidding me?
Fred
Just
Fraschilla.
say you put money on Duke.
He
It
hates
was
him.
actually fucking ridiculous. I like there was one play when Cooper Flag drove left to the rim, did a basic left-handed layup, and they were acting like it was the next coming of Jesus Christ.
Hey,
It
that
was
left-handed layup
ridiculous.
was over KJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Layup,
I
tough
know,
way. That's a tough way.
But
I'm
it's
sorry,
something
it
you
was
react to. Like, that was driving me nuts. And I'm glad I wasn't the only one that thought that, because I was watching it with non-KU fans here, and I was like, this is unbelievable. And my grandpa was like, I don't see what you're talking about. I was like, they are
They're
glazing
glazing.
so
it was
hard. It is
ridiculous.
I was at
ridiculous.
work. I was
Give
at
that
work
guy a
the
Krispy
majority of
Kreme,
this
man.
game,
Oh.
and so I wasn't able to like watch. Like I didn't get to see any of the first half really.
You
And
guys remember when Zion was in college? Sorry,
Yeah.
Tyler. It's the same glazing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
What were you gonna say, Tyler? I cut you off.
no, I would just get to watch in like 30-second spurts where I got up to like the front of the store and I
Hmm.
just hear Fran's voice just glazing Flag and just not giving any credit.
I mean, I think there's a very simple solution, or not solution, but reason to why they do this. It's because I think they do that for all of their like projected top picks. Like, why would you diss on your number
It's
one
anybody
pick?
who's
Because
marketable.
exactly, like if
Yeah.
like with Flag, why would you want to talk about him in a negative light and lower his draft stock when he could be a number one pick as a freshman in college? Like, I don't know. I think like we see that all the time with recruits or like the projected number one draft pick.
Well, I think
Like,
this hurt his draft stock this game, at least. He looked
oh,
good, but he still looked like
I think
this
his
proved
draft stock's
this,
only gone down.
this proved that
without an
like
Ace
God,
Bailey.
how can you possibly say that?
because
I'm
this
with
game
Jack.
this game
I'm riding
proved
Jack here.
He had
No,
like
no, 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 no,
26
no, no,
against
no.
Zona and like
No, no, no.
24 against Kentucky.
Yeah, but this game
Let's
proved
call
that
our breaks.
well, he can't. He has no idea how to secure the ball. You said it yourself. He turned it over 4 times, and this isn't
Hey,
the first
Trevor,
time.
He's 17.
It isn't the
he's
first time it
17
happened.
years old and he's played 6 NBA or 6 college games. He's a
I
freshman.
don't care
Like,
if we're talking
He's
about
fine.
number one draft pick.
He is
that person
fine.
should be someone who is on top, the best player in the league, and he doesn't look.
LeBron James has had
Dude,
games where he's turned the ball
17
over
years
10
old.
times.
You cannot simply
All right.
expect someone
Okay.
this is a delusional argument. Are you
Bet-
kidding me? He
bet
is
with me.
17
He's
years
not
old.
perfect.
Bet it with me. Bet it with me. If you're
He
that
scored
confident that he's going to be the number one
26
pick in the
points
draft, bet it with me.
going up
Because he
against a
won't be.
USA
Trevor, I'll
team.
put
He's not gonna be
$100
top
on
10.
it that he's the
not
number
gonna be
one
top
pick in the
10.
draft.
He
He's
can't
not
even
top 10.
vote in America.
You're
There's
saying
no
not even
way
top
he's
10?
top
He will not be a
Trevor,
top
I'll
10
put
draft
$1 million on it that he's top 10, and I'll put $1 million,
20.
another million that he's number one.
30, 20. What do you want?
Let's put $20
Dude, it's a
on it, Trevor.
Are you
20.
kidding
All right,
me?
let's
This
go.
is a,
Okay.
if he,
By the way, everybody is
game,
aware. Everybody is aware that me and Trevor have just bet $20 that Cooper Flag is the number one overall pick.
Literally,
Oh, I'm
Trevor,
100%
the only
aware.
way
That is the
Flag doesn't
freest
go
bet of
number
all
one
time.
overall is if someone from Europe is better.
Which they
no, Ace Bailey is better.
Let me talk to you about Igor Demin of
How
BYU.
about we can talk about Devin Harper having 36 before we talk about Ace Bailey?
Come on now.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk about the
about
better Rutgers freshman.
let's talk about Feast Week.
Let's talk about Creighton basketball.
No, let's not.
How about them skirts?
Congratulations, you
Ken,
guys
It's a
beat
red
us.
state. It's always
Ken,
been a red
We,
state.
we do need to talk about Creighton. Is Creighton winning tonight against A&M?
No. Creighton will not win a game until Stephen Ashworth is back from injury,
Well,
which could potentially be a month.
Well, you should have told Grant that earlier because he just put 60 on Creighton.
Creighton's
Well,
winning tonight.
I wish you could take that back because they're
Creighton's
not.
winning tonight.
I
I'm
do
the biggest
think Creighton
Creighton
has
fan.
the ability to win. Defensively, they had a pretty all right game against Texas or against San Diego State. San Diego State just happens to make every shot.
See, and that's what happens. Creighton needs someone to get hot. They're going to get hot. They're going to play great defense.
Creighton needs to make Creighton needs to make a freaking
$140.
three.
Come on now.
Creighton needs to make a freaking three, and then that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch the Jays. I don't think they're very good until Ashworth gets back, but I'm still going to watch every game. I'm still a fan. They had their worst game that I've seen in the past at least all season against Nebraska. Kalkbrenner had 1 field goal attempt. He drew 10 fouls, but he only had 1 field goal attempt.
Jason Tatum.
I just love that. I went to call you, Jack, after the game, and it went straight to voicemail.
My phone was on Do Not Disturb.
He
turned
sent
your
me a
phone off
text.
so fast.
He
My
sent me a
phone was on
text.
Do Not
I
Disturb.
texted him. I said, "You're in my prayers," and he responded, "This is Jack's mom. He jumped off Fraser Hall." So if that gives you a general idea of how he was doing that night, not great.
I was so upset with how he played. I feel like nobody wanted to be there on our team. I feel like that was one of the games that Nebraska just cared so much more about it than Creighton did, and that's kind of embarrassing. How do you not wake up ready to play on a rivalry game?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe that's just us. Maybe that's just us 5 because we're not Division I athletes and we don't have to do it every day. I
You know
don't
what, though?
understand. I don't understand how you can't how you're not itching.
Yeah.
You know what,
play
though,
that game.
Kenna? At least the Creighton fans got to win football the next day because Nebraska beat Wisconsin. So at least the Creighton fans weren't sad for.
I got to win in football because Notre Dame crushed Army.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not as many J-Skers as you think, bro.
I hope not. I hate them.
Considering that most of Creighton's
see.
students are out-of-state students,
Yeah.
a lot of them could care less about Nebraska.
What I
It's
hate-
more of the Omaha natives or your J-Skers.
Yeah. What I hate.
I know a few J-Skers.
The older fans that have like the Nebraska like crew neck and then it's like cut off and then it says like the back end of Creighton. Did you see that?
I did. They're cool. They're actually kind of cool. I just hate J-Skers.
Well, let's
Yeah.
talk about a real football team. The Kansas Jayhawks beat Colorado last
A
Saturday.
real football team. They haven't even
Trevor,
qualified.
you are on one
game.
today. You are
Real
on
football
one
team
today.
right there, baby. That's the Kansas Jayhawks. They're finally playing like how we've played, and or how we were supposed to play, and it's been awesome. I mean, I don't know about
Hot take. It's not awesome. It makes this season so much harder to think about because
That's
if we
what I'm
didn't
thinking,
our
too.
Potential, we should have ran away with the Big
I
12.
love winning.
Guys,
I love
guys,
to win, and it's
at the
been
end
great
of the
to win.
day, exactly, Trevor. At the end of the day, would you rather, after that K-State game, would you rather have lost out or would you rather go on the run we're on now?
I
I
mean,
would've
I'm
rather
not going to complain
out.
about the wins. It just makes the rest of the season like
It does.
Actually,
It's
I just
sucks.
wish we lost
I
to
agree.
Colorado.
You know what
'Cause I'm
helps
kind of
me?
a Colorado beat writer. I just wish we lost to Colorado.
Shut
I don't
up.
care. I
Shut
like
up.
winning.
Just to Colorado.
It's fun. It's
You're
nice
such
to have,
a-
it's nice to have an offensive
You're such a-
coordinator who decides to not be a terrorist for 3 games in a row. That's been good to see. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's been annoying to not.
It,
So, like,
it helps.
This team had so much potential.
That we actually
Like, it's
turned
like
it
if
around.
win against Baylor, we'll get a bowl game. It's probably not going to be a crazy good bowl game.
yeah.
We're gonna get what was that bowl game we were in last year?
We might
Yeah,
get a
Guaranteed rate bowl.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a guaranteed rate bowl. That's what it's gonna
we're
be.
like-
We're too bad for
It's
that.
like if we'd been playing this way all season, we're playing for the Big 12 like title.
Yeah.
we
we're
win the
playing in a
Big 12
good bowl
title.
game.
Why do you have a Kim Jong Un flag in the background, Tyler?
Live, laugh, love.
Oh my god. No, I just
Why
feel
a
like this
Rizzler
Kansas
flag?
team was kind of upsetting this year.
I would say so, but you're lying to me if you say you haven't had a fun past 3 weeks watching the football team actually.
It's been fun, but they're gonna be playing in the B Team Sports Podcast Bowl. Like,
Can we sponsor a bowl,
it's
bro?
gonna be so stupid. Is the game?
Everybody put 60 on Creighton and we'll have enough to host a bowl game.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be like against like Texas Southern.
Guys, major breaking
Like-
news.
Lindenwood.
Rizzler flag got canceled.
No.
Why did your Rizzler flag get canceled? We need a Rizzler flag.
Actually, I'm not gonna dox my address right now.
Now, major breaking news.
You know me as the Rizzler.
We still
No, it's
have
actually-
another week left of $1 10-piece McNuggets, guys. Why have we not talked about that on this podcast yet?
We do. We have to
$10
take advantage of that.
We really
Hey, when
do.
are we trying to make rib, guys? When are we all
Wait,
sitting
guys,
down
I
making a
lied.
review video?
The Rizzler flag, it's on its way.
Yeah. I'm going to McDonald's after this, and I'll be getting a McRib and a 10-piece
Dude,
McNugget.
The
So
McRib I had the other day was so god awful. It sucked.
Thank you.
They're
Thank you.
terrible. McRibs are not good.
Guys,
just-
I've never had a bad
barbecue
McRib
sauce.
experience. I'm sorry that you guys have.
The
Man, look up
McDonald's-
McRibs
McDonald's on
before they're
6th Street
made.
never
Jack. They
fails.
look like cardboard.
Maybe
I'm
I'll
sorry
go
you guys
try
had a
one.
bad McRibs experience.
Maybe
And
I'll
then
go
they're-
try one tonight. I'll let you guys know. I'll send you guys a video.
I bet
I'm
the
going
McRib-
after this. I've
McRib
decided.
Go crazy.
I've
All right,
decided
hey,
I'm
you
going
got to
after
record your experiences and send it to the group chat, and
All
we'll
right, I
maybe
will.
like post them.
I will. We'll
All right,
post like a
moving
YouTube
on
short.
from-
TikTok. Do TikTok.
Moving on from the McRib talk. I don't want
Why
Ohio
did you
State beat
take this
Indiana. I'll say it.
transition? Why did you
No,
take
you
that
gotta finish it
transition?
now.
to
Ohio
the
State beat Indiana pretty bad.
Ohio State
I don't want
Buckeyes
to talk. I don't
dog
want to talk
walked
about the
Indiana.
game. I don't really want to talk about the game. I just want to talk about Indiana. Do you guys think they can still make the playoffs or deserve to make the playoffs for
They
their season, or do you think?
definitely still deserve to make the playoffs.
They-
Whether or not
yeah.
they will is a coin
Ohio
flip,
State's
I
number 2
think.
team in the fucking nation.
I
So.
think the way that the
You go Zoom and all of a sudden you guys start cussing like
yeah,
sailors.
this is wild. I
Yeah, who
think
said that, bro?
I think that it's unlikely that they don't, but I see a way where they actually don't because the playoff committee loves hosing teams that should be in the playoffs.
Also, I just feel like their strength of schedule really lets them down,
I agree,
and I
but
think they
also
probably need to win out.
also
They need to win
we
out.
were talking about it last. They'll win. They're beating Purdue, but we were talking about it last podcast episode. Like I love and hate that argument because like yeah, it makes sense, and I love strength of schedule. However, you're playing in the Big Ten. You don't control the Big Ten schedule, and every Big Ten team has sucked this year. So I mean, there's not much.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Indiana definitely deserves to make the playoffs. I think they're one of the more fun teams in college football. But I'm not on the committee, am I?
I
If
mean,
I was, Notre Dame would win because they're goaded.
by that logic, I mean, hell, Ashton Genty and Boise State shouldn't be in because their strength of schedule's been even worse than Indiana. So I mean,
Yeah, but they're a fun
Yeah.
team to watch, so they get the pass.
But you have to get like a
Yeah,
mid-major in.
As long as
Well,
Indiana
they
wins
they
out,
absolutely
should-
have to be in the playoffs because if they win their conference, then
yeah, it's the team.
they
Yeah,
get it anyway.
I forgot about that. This whole 12 team thing still throws me for a loop, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah.
It's funny because when they come out with their rankings, I saw Notre Dame was 5, and then you have to, you have to move in all of the conference winners and stuff like that.
Ridiculous.
So you don't really, you don't get an idea of the playoff until they kind of post the updated picture.
Yeah,
That's what it is. I feel like the Big 12 is getting hosed right now
I
just
agree.
because they have a team that's very good.
No,
We have no teams inside the top 12.
Yeah,
So we got to kind of figure our stuff out. I was hoping Colorado would be. That's kind of why I wanted them to win because at least we'd have a Big 12 team that makes our conference look competent.
I think BYU will do fine.
no.
Brother, what?
I think BYU will be fine.
The Kansas Jayhawks made them look like a middle school team, and
Yeah.
we're bad.
Kansas
That's the
Jayhawks
Kansas
ruined
Jayhawks,
their
though.
season.
They lost
We-
back to back.
We're seeing the Kansas Jayhawks we were promised right now.
Yeah, that's true.
If we
The
had
Kansas
this team all
Jayhawks we
year-
hoped to see.
if we had this team all
BYU.
year, I'd be confident in us getting like one or two playoff wins.
There's no team that I think could represent the Big 12 well. I think all of them suck. Like,
The best I think would be Colorado.
The best would be Kansas. But
BYU.
unfortunately,
out.
BYU is
out.
a terrible pick. I'd pick it's Colorado.
The other option is Arizona State right now.
Arizona State's the 12th team in.
I
The
don't
12th
hate that
team
at
in.
all. I love
I
Arizona.
like
don't hate that
Arizona
at all.
State. I like Arizona State
I like
a lot.
Arizona
honestly.
State, but come on now. BYU
think-
and Colorado are both better representatives.
I'm
of
Oh,
the-
give me a
Hasn't
break.
Arizona
No,
State
BYU should be
BYU?
so far down.
Hasn't
I think
Bro,
Colorado
where
could
is
get
this
us.
BYU.
slander coming from?
Arizona State has beat BYU, right? Am I tweaking about that?
They did.
Yes. ASU beat BYU, KU beat BYU.
BYU beats
All
Arizona
in the
State
past
at
2
neutral
weeks.
site. Anywhere that's
Agreed.
not Arizona
You saw
State,
what
BYU
happened. You
wins.
can't even argue that. Arizona State won. Arizona State's better than BYU.
I think Colorado would be the best representative, but I'm gonna be honest, none of us are gonna sit here and agree. So
Well-
instead, let's move on to something we can agree about. Alabama's not making the playoffs.
No, sir.
They got
it's
boat
so
race
great.
in Norman. Oklahoma beat them 24-3. Were you guys able to watch that game? I was not.
I was not either.
I was checking up, watching Oklahoma boat race them, and I was excited.
Yep.
Wow. What I have to I think I got a comment on this. It's got to be so sad to be an OU fan. This is the first time that I have seen OU look like they have a decent defense in college football, but their offense is actually atrocious. Jackson Arnold had like 30 passing yards and he had 100 rushing yards.
They look bad.
Like, that is just the most unexcusable loss for Alabama I've ever seen in my life. You guys are supposed to go in that game and you're supposed to kill that team, and you absolutely laid an egg, and now you're not even going to be in the CFP anymore.
Yeah.
You're done. Your season's over.
We
So
That
did
is
have
that's
little
embarrassing.
follow up for that. What do you think that means for Ryan DeBoer? Do you think it means anything like
Kalen DeBoer?
or Kalen DeBoer? Excuse
Kalen.
me.
Yeah, I it's hard to look and judge Kalen DeBoer this year. It's his first season on a new team. You can't go in and expect him to do what Saban did with that team.
Yeah,
I
but
know they had a good running back, or I know they had Milrow coming back. Ryan Williams has been playing great, but that is really an unexcusable loss. Go
in
ahead, Trent.
theory too, this is probably the best team he'll have for at least a little bit because there's still recruits and players who were there during the Saban era who were very great players. And I don't think the recruiting classes will be nearly as strong as they were under Saban, especially after watching this.
So I can't disagree more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm with that
It's
too.
Alabama. They're gonna have NIL. It's
It
Alabama.
doesn't matter if
You
it's
don't have
Alabama
to
or
see-
not. A player who is the best in the country is not going to a team who just lost an Oklahoma team that they should have beat by a lot.
If you're
Yeah,
the best
yes,
player
they
in the
They
will.
are.
if you're the
All
best player
They
in
teams
the
will
have
country,
because
games.
there's a lot of college football players like me, Mr. Bag
exactly,
Chasers.
exactly.
Bag
So,
You're going where you're
most
getting paid.
definitely,
I
most
wanna play.
definitely, they'll still be okay.
You're going where
I
you're playing, where you're
disagree.
playing, and you're going where you're getting paid.
I disagree. I think I can't see
You're telling me because of that one loss.
No,
that
I'm
one
not saying
loss,
because
you
of that
should
one
not
loss.
go to
I'm
Alabama.
saying because there's a winning culture at Alabama that has been upheld that he was supposed to uphold and he didn't do it. And I'm not going to play for someone if I'm
The
getting an offer
16th
from
ranked
a
team
ton
in
of
the
different
nation.
schools.
It's also Trevor.
What?
It's
You
also
make the playoffs every year at Alabama, and if you don't, it's a losing season.
Trevor. I agree with you. That is the case. If you don't make the playoffs, it's a losing season, especially when it's the 12-team playoffs. I'll give you that. But your argument too that it's Kalen DeBoer and he's playing with Saban's guys has like the opposite effect. Kalen DeBoer doesn't have to coach the exact same as Saban. He has his own offense.
And I wasn't saying he
his own
does, but his
defense,
way should
and
win.
he's gonna want to bring in guys who can run his system.
And what
Saban's
I'm
guys
saying
don't
is
necessarily
those
fit
guys
his system.
What I'm saying is those guys who are the best in the country, who are getting offers from every school that you could possibly imagine, are not going to choose Alabama anymore. That was
Yes,
the
they
go-to.
will. They're getting
Now it's
paid
not.
and they're gonna play. They're playing the SEC and they're getting paid. They're
No.
gonna go to Alabama.
No.
I would say something real quick.
yes.
What
What the hell? Kalen DeBoer's first season at Washington wasn't national championship caliber, but he brought in the guys he wanted to. He brought in the guys that he thought would fit his offense, and they made it there. And that's
Okay.
exactly what's going to happen.
Washington ball in the
yeah.
Pac-12 is significantly different than SEC ball.
I'm sorry,
100%.
Trevor.
But it's the same.
I'm-
It's the same concept.
In general,
I
it's the
get
same
where
idea.
you're coming from, but Alabama, second in recruiting. They picked up number one quarterback, Keelan Russell from Duncanville. They pick up, he's a 5-star. Michael Carroll, 5-star. Dijon Lee, 5-star. Ty Haywood, 5-star. And they're the second ranked recruiting class in the nation.
But do you
Like,
know what
Behind
happens
who?
with the transfer portal? Stuff like this will happen with the transfer portal.
we can't just assume that these
Bryce
players
Underwood
are
is a
going to go to
perfect
the
example of
portal.
that.
What?
That's all I'm saying. Bryce Underwood is a great example of that. You thought Bryce Underwood was locked down to LSU, and now look at him. He's playing for Michigan. It doesn't matter anymore where you commit to because you can flip at any day, anytime. I'm not.
So you're
arguing
telling me
that.
these players are going to flip?
I would be
Guys.
surprised if some of them.
Who left?
Tyler's gone.
Well, this is perfect because I was going to spew some Nebraska hate.
Do it. Go.
Make it.
Dylan Raiola's transferring.
Who
Hey,
is?
man, he's going to Oregon.
Oh,
What are the odds that Raiola transfers?
What's their recruiting looking like? Do we
I
know?
don't know. They're just not. I just don't think Nebraska is going to be his final stop.
No.
I want to get Brewer's opinion. I think this is going to be funny.
he's leaving for sure. Now whether
I don't
he's
know what
now or
Brewer's doing.
later, he's
What
leaving.
happened?
I don't know. It's just not working.
All right, Tyler. Jay Kennis says that Nebraska is not going to be Dylan Raiola's last stop. What do you have to say about that?
I absolutely disagree, especially when the offense puts up the most points they've put up under Rule and the most points they put up since I think like year 2 or 3 under Frost.
And you still
I
just barely
think-
made a bowl game.
I really want Dylan Raiola to
I-
transfer. That's all I'm saying.
I just think you either stick with the offensive coordinator we have and you get a full offseason with him, or you even go get someone better. But it only goes up from Satterfield. He sucks. He was a terrorist too.
That's crazy.
He was.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm saying we can't say that on YouTube. We cannot
He
just
was.
call people terrorists.
Osama bin Satterfield, dude.
That's insane. College football preview. Number 3, Texas takes on Texas A&M. The spread is
Get your
Texas
camera on.
-5. I don't really know if Quinn Ewers is playing. Who do you guys think wins this game? Let's make this quick.
Texas.
At A&M.
What was the
Give me
question?
Texas. Is Texas going to win without
I
Quinn
think
Ewers?
Texas wins.
Texas A&M.
Texas wins. God.
Arch Manning,
Don't let him
masterpiece.
back in the Zoom. Let's move on. What else we got right now?
Kansas State at Iowa State.
Iowa State. Give me Iowa State. I think they come. I'm not letting him in. I think they come.
I think Iowa State wins that game too.
Yeah.
Give me Iowa
The
State.
big game or whatever this game's called.
The game.
The game.
The game.
Iowa State versus Kansas State.
No, Ohio State
No.
versus Michigan.
Oh,
What are you
Ohio
talking
State.
about?
Ohio State's going to dominate that game.
Ohio
Yeah,
State
give
will
me
dog
Ohio
walk them by
State.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Where's
game's
it
going to
at?
be
Is it
big.
at Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a close game. It's a
Shut
rivalry.
up. They're dog. There's.
I think this is going to be the most competitive game of the weekend. 15,
Nebraska.
South Carolina at number 12, Clemson. I have Clemson. What do you guys think?
I want them both to lose.
It's gonna be close, but I think I like Clemson. It's at Clemson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
Clemson.
Give me Clemson.
Yeah, give me
Even the Brewer cares about that no one else cares about. Nebraska at Iowa.
No, I don't care about this game. We're getting dog walked. 4.5. Take Iowa to cover.
Yeah, I think Iowa's covering.
Take Iowa to cover. They have a quarterback who can play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Iowa.
give me
Iowa's gonna
Iowa.
whoop them.
Notre Dame is at USC. Notre Dame must win if they want to make the playoffs. This is like their last hard game.
This is Notre Dame.
Arguably hard game. I think
Hard
USC's
game.
booty
You're playing
cheeks.
Nebraska version 2.
Yeah, I think USC's pretty booty
transfer.
cheeks.
How is
Can we
he?
talk
How
about
is he
this?
comparing every team to Nebraska?
They
How do we
lose
let him get away with this?
USC. USC has lost a crap ton of one-score games this year. They're Nebraska Part 2.
But they also beat Nebraska in a one-score game.
The fall
I'm
off,
not going to say they're not better than us.
the fall off of USC is actually ridiculous.
Lincoln Riley should
We
be
were calling
fired.
Miller Moss a
Thank you.
Heisman candidate
Yeah.
at the start of the year. People were calling him
And he's
a Heisman,
benched.
and he's benched. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think
just-
Notre Dame
can't
wins
believe
this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I think it's an easy one right there.
I hope Notre Dame loses.
I hope they don't. I'd be sad.
I love it when you're sad.
Are you going to hate watch Notre Dame?
Yes. You beat
Okay.
both service academies. You guys are the
I
most
want
patriotic
both
team in
service
the
academies will rank. Bozo. How many ranked wins does
You
Nebraska
played a
have?
neutral site. You weren't even brave enough to play them at their campus.
How many ranked
All
wins
of the
does
games
Nebraska-
that we play Army and Navy are neutral site.
I
Bozo.
don't care. Grow a pair. Play a road game.
How many ranked
an
wins does
actual road
Nebraska
game.
have?
Huh?
How many ranked wins does
What?
Nebraska?
No, you were so close. You would have had it right there, and you messed up. And I knew you were. Shut up, Tyler. I'm kicking you out of the meeting. Moving on. NFL Thanksgiving. Bears at Lions. I get to watch my heart ripped out again. I mean, this just doesn't get much.
Let's not talk about the games until the pick'ems. Let's not do our predictions.
Are we
All right,
doing?
we got the
However, let's
Bears
talk about how
and the
gross
Lions.
these
I think
games
I'm in
are.
last place again. I didn't do the counter, but I just have a feeling I'm in last place again.
Yeah. I
Can
was-
we update the counter for this game?
No,
For this video?
no.
Okay,
Nah,
thanks,
nah.
Tyler.
Sitting at home
It's just a-
doing
it's
nothing,
just a-
brother.
It's a surprise for next week.
COD's downloading too, bro. You can't even play COD.
No,
got
COD,
nothing.
COD's downloaded. Actually, the multiplayer's downloaded.
Yeah.
What I will say is, since we're talking about NFL Thanksgiving, I'm gonna have a callback to what Jack said last week with NBA. Christmas NBA is better
do
than
not do
NFL
this.
Thanksgiving. I don't think that's quite true. I do think the
Matchups.
NFL needs to incorporate what the NBA does. Give us the best matchups. Obviously, if you have a mediocre Cowboys team, throw them in there because it's
You
there,
can't
they play
do
on
that.
Thanksgiving. But if it is a Cowboys team that has one win and a backup quarterback in it, there is no reason they should be playing.
Nobody.
What do you guys?
The
You
NFL
can't
Thanksgiving
play-
slate
okay.
sucks.
Here's
Bro,
here's
they're not
stop,
scheduling
stop,
that until
stop.
here's what I have to say. Here's what I have to
Stop.
say.
Stop.
I have like NFL Thanksgiving football clears NBA Christmas any day of the week. The matchups,
No, it doesn't.
the matchups,
Quite
however,
literally
do
doesn't.
not. If you give a good matchup on Thanksgiving, it's awesome. But
All
If you
right.
give a mouse a cookie.
nothing will ever match the feeling that I get on Thanksgiving while I have the turkey heating up in the oven. I'm sitting down with my family watching a football game. Nothing will ever match that for me. NBA
Let me
Christmas is
cook.
nowhere near.
Let me
near
let
that.
me let me let me intervene here, okay? This isn't an argument that can be made because with NFL Thanksgiving, it's so hard to schedule that far in advance.
And the NBA does it. Why can't the NFL?
Because the
Literally.
NFL, you have so many more injuries and stuff. Like you can lose.
No,
one
you
quarterback and your
don't.
What?
That's a bad
That's just
take.
horrific
That's a bad
take.
take.
Oh my gosh! Also,
NBA players are missing games every day. There is
They'll show
quite
up on
literally a
Thursday.
rule that you have to play 75% of the games just because so many players were missing.
yes, but if
Horrific argument.
you lose one player in the NBA, it's not necessarily over for your team. If
Yes,
you
it
lose a
is.
quarterback in
Brother,
the
Look at
NFL,
what's happening in Philly.
Stop, you are
there's
digging
5
yourself a
players
hole.
on the court. That is awful.
The
There's
NFL
5
has
court, there's
11.
11 on the field. Your
Four.
argument falls apart right there.
if
Just stop.
if you lose your
You're
quarterback
done.
in the NFL, your team is like screwed. You're done.
That's true. If you lose your point guard, who's
You
carrying the ball? Like the 76ers didn't have
Say
Joel
Stephen Curry
Embiid and
gets
are like
injured, it's the
the
same
worst
thing for the
team in
Joel
the
Embiid's
NBA.
ass. They don't need him. He's
Joel
ass.
Embiid's an MVP.
He's
I'm
ass.
sorry, but
here,
this
brother.
argument goes
Shut up.
completely both
No.
ways.
What I'm trying to say though, I don't care about that. But it's so much harder to schedule NFL games because just like I feel like so much more can happen.
What I will say
And
is hypothetically, when the NFL was doing this schedule, the game should have been good. I think Bills Lions is still a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Nobody expected the Cowboys to be this bad. Cowboys should be good. Cowboys Giants play every Thanksgiving.
Cowboys
I
might
get
have
it.
the best game of the week.
Play that
right
game.
now.
But then you look at it, and the Dolphins and the Packers are two teams that should be pretty good. I know the Packers are pretty good, and then the Dolphins kind of their season got derailed by injuries.
Yeah.
I get it. The NFL should have hit on these games, but they didn't. And it's just kind of when you look at those games, you're just like they're not as good as the games that the
But what do you
NBA.
want them to do about it? You want them to flex mid-season and then tell
That's
some
what I'm
guys
saying,
that
Joe.
are
That's what
playing that
Grant-
like you
that's
can't
what
go to
Grant was
Thanksgiving
alluding
anymore
to.
with your
That's
family.
what the Broncos did. They flexed to Monday.
Yeah, but you're saying like I think it's way different over on Thanksgiving because you're telling some guy with a family that he can't go to Thanksgiving with his family because he has to play a football game that he found out a week ago. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
I don't give a
just eat
fuck. That's your
afterwards.
job.
The NFL game doesn't take the whole
Quit.
day.
That's 4
Quit then,
days.
boy.
That's 4 days on a week's notice that you're changing a team if you're moving them from Sunday to Thursday.
It doesn't have to be a week's notice. This could have the Dolphins could have been avoided Thanksgiving game
As
when
soon as
Tua
Tua
got his like fourth
Also-
millionth concussion.
Also, Detroit and Dallas are two teams that always play on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yes, and
Where
that's
am
what
I
I'm
off
saying.
I agree that I think the Cowboys and the Lions should play. I understand that they should play.
But the
Match them up
Giants?
against some teams that are And who wants to watch? No offense. Who wants to watch the Bears?
not me. Not the Bears fan doesn't want to watch the Bears. The Bears fan wants to
Exactly.
enjoy his Thanksgiving without a heartbreaker.
Like
in
put the
fourth
Chiefs
quarter.
on Thanksgiving. They're good. A Chiefs Lions matchup on Thanksgiving.
That would be sweet.
Electric.
Eagles. Put the Eagles on
Jaguars,
Thanksgiving.
Dallas. That would be electric.
God, I'd rather kill myself.
Hey, no one want to watch that shit.
But all I'm
don't
saying
even
is
wanna
I think
watch
the
that.
games are badly scheduled. I think
Yeah,
the
I
teams
agree.
playing aren't nearly as fun as what they could be. I think with something as great as NFL Thanksgiving, you got to give us some good games to watch.
Yeah.
But guess what, Jack?
What?
Are we really watching the game or are we watching
to
the
him. Talk
halftime
to him.
show? Are we really?
Wait, did you
just say
Last time
talk
I
to him,
checked,
bro?
NBA Christmas ain't got Lainey Wilson in that halftime show. Last time I checked, Lainey Wilson
Talk
is
Did Trevor
not
just say talk
performing
to
in the
him first of
halftime.
all?
That's
Talk
all I'm
to
saying.
him.
Talk to up.
Talk to him, Case.
I gotta be honest. I mean, I
Shout
know the
out
game
Lainey.
is gonna
Halftime
suck,
show.
but I'm looking forward to that halftime show.
Shout
It's
out
all-
Reese and
doing
Lainey
it at
Wilson.
halftime.
Can we just do the pick'ems?
Let's
Yeah, I
do
like
the
that
pick'ems
idea.
and get out of here.
All righty. Who wants to lead it?
I got it.
I feel
Well,
like Tony always leads it. Let Case lead it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Case,
I
lead
like
it.
that. I like that.
All right. First game, Thursday. We got the Giants versus the Cowboys. I'm gonna go
It's
with the
not
Cowboys.
the first game. What are we
It's
Wait,
his
wait,
first
what
game
is-
because he has it starred on the. It doesn't matter. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, game number
Cowboys.
1. Giants Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys.
Cowboys, 100% easily.
Cowboys.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah,
Okay,
let's go.
before we go any farther, time out real quick. What's the order? Case, Trevor, Tyler, Jack, me.
I don't
Sure.
care.
That goes last.
Okay, I'm after Jack, or I'm before Jack.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go last because I'm nice at pick'ems.
All right, next game. Bears Lions.
Case.
Sorry, I thought Case was gonna say it.
Oh, I
Thanks.
thought, am I
Lock
doing
in.
this? Oh, okay. I got you. I thought y'all were talking about it and calling the game. All right, Bears Lions. Give me the Lions easily.
I'm riding with the Bears. I don't care they're gonna lose, but I'm never picking against my team.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Oh, Lions.
Yeah.
All righty. Now, this is going to be an interesting one, in my opinion. We got the Dolphins versus the Packers. Give me the Dolphins, even though I know Tua plays like crap in the cold, but I'm expecting them to have a big game coming up against the Packers.
Tua, like talk Tua.
Yeah, like talk
I'd
Tua.
be stunned if Tua won this game. I'm going Packers.
Go
All
Packers.
right.
Go
Packers.
Go.
I'm going the Packers as well.
All
I think
right.
just because it's at Lambeau.
Yeah,
Well, and
Yeah.
can we talk about real quick? Can we talk about how that is the night game? Why is the Bears Lions game not the night game?
Because that one's
I
going to be a
don't know.
bloodbath. That's the worst game you could have picked.
no, I disagree. That one's gonna be close.
Giants Dallas will be a closer game than
No,
Packers
the
than
Bears will
Lions
play
Bears.
that game close. I don't know.
Giants Cowboys is going to be a close game because no team's scoring.
Yeah, it's gonna
It
end in
doesn't
like a
matter how
three.
it's
It's going to
close.
be
it matters that it's
3-6.
Yeah, it's
It
gonna be a
doesn't matter
baseball
how.
score.
A Brandon Aubrey 70-yarder is going to win the Cowboys the
I'm
Thanksgiving.
That's
for it.
electric. I don't care what you say. That's electric.
That's terrible. I
Black
think
All right.
it's a game at Friday at 2 p.m.
Black Friday, baby. You
Black
can't.
Friday Raiders against the Chiefs. I think this one is pretty easy, but we'll see about you
Yay,
guys.
go Chiefs.
Give me the Chiefs.
The
Easy.
Chiefs have played bad this year.
They're
I
10
say
and
that they're 10
You're
and
not
1.
picking the Raiders, right?
I say that as they're 10 and 1, but like all of these games have been
One
close.
seed in the AFC still.
I know. They played
Hey,
the Panthers a little
pick the
closer than they would
Raiders.
have liked.
Pick
The
the
Chiefs are
Raiders.
going to win.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are going to win.
I think every Chiefs fan knew that was going to be a closer game than it should be.
Why?
Just because I don't know. It's just
Why the hell is that the close game?
It's the NFL, Jack. It's still hard to win. All right, they want to win just as much as the Chiefs do.
No, they don't. They're trying to tank, bro.
Yeah, low key.
Bryce
They most
Young.
definitely do not want to win that game, and you guys
Bryce
gave them an
Young's
opportunity to win that
proven
game.
wrong.
All right, whatever. Moving on, fellas. We got December football. How about it?
All
Sunday,
right. Yep,
December
we're gonna go
1st.
into Sunday now. We got the first December 1st, first day of December. Chargers versus Falcons. Give me the Chargers.
Give me the
That's right,
Chargers.
Case. December 1st would be the first day of December.
Yep, believe it or not.
Give me the Chargers.
Give me the Falcons.
All right.
Give me
And
the
then we're
Falcons.
gonna move on. We got a little
I'm gonna
bit of-
go. Hold on.
Gotta wait.
Case jumping the gun. Case is
Bro,
ready.
I'm not
Buddy,
good at this,
Food.
dude. You
But he's
guys are
trying
the
to
ones
speed
that
me
do
up.
that.
He's trying to speed me up. I think I'm gonna go Falcons because it's a home game.
Ooh.
Fair take.
Chargers
That's
don't have
interesting,
J.K.
I'm not gonna
Dobbins.
lie. I think the Falcons are such a hard team, though, in general, to pick on who to win. I
Yeah.
feel like they're so inconsistent.
I agree.
They're gonna
All right,
lose.
like I was saying earlier, we're gonna move on to a divisional game. We have the Steelers against the Bengals. I'm actually gonna take the Bengals here. I think this is where they need to get their act together, and they're in a win now position. So give me them.
Yeah, actually, I don't hate that take. Give me the Bengals here.
Give me the Steelers. Defense is really good. It's better for the Bengals to lose at this point.
That's a
The Bengals will never, at least not in the Joe Burrow era, ever actively tank. Give me the Bengals.
Yep.
I'm agreeing with everybody but Tyler. For
Yep.
some reason, I have a feeling the Bengals are going to not turn their season around, but win this game.
It's in Ohio
They should
too.
win this game, but the thing
And
is,
I agree with Grant's. I agree with Grant's take. They will never tank with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The thing too is they're in a shitty spot to start tanking now. Like there's already the bottom feeder
They're
teams
4
that
and
have
7. It's
a
not
top
fully
pick.
over for them yet. They still got somewhat of a chance.
Yeah.
And
Some
you can't
point.
count out
Could
Joe
very
Burrow
easily
and
get
Jamar
it.
then they're
Chase.
going on the road the whole playoffs. It's just I feel like it's better for them to tank. They get a way better draft pick.
That's
and then
such
they
a
get
bad that's such a bad take. That's maybe the
I don't
worst
think it's
take
that
I've
crazy.
heard.
Are
I
you
really don't
counting
think
out
that's
Joe? Like
That was so bad. That was
I'm
so
not counting out Joe
that was
Burrow.
worse
I'm
than
just
my
saying,
Alabama take. And my Alabama take was pretty bad. Same with my Cooper Flake take.
shut
I got
up.
a hell of a lot of
Shut
bad takes.
up.
And
That's
that
Tyler's
fair.
had
somehow is the
some
worst
bad
thing I've
takes
heard
today.
tonight.
Tyler's
God,
had some
my
rough
God.
takes.
All right. Cardinals Vikings. And I sped up for you because I didn't want to hear Tyler talk anymore.
There you
Give me
go.
the Vikings.
All right, give me the Cardinals.
Vikings.
Give me the Vikings.
I want to almost do it.
Do it.
Do it.
No,
You know the Vikings have been shaky. They almost dropped a game to the Bears. You know they're bound to lose one. They've been on a streak,
but-
and I think it ends.
Question.
I think
Question.
I genuinely do think the Cardinals team is better than we're giving them credit for.
I know
I
this
just
team.
don't see the Vikings losing at home.
At
I'm gonna
home,
go
exactly.
Vikings.
I got a question for Trevor Grant and Case.
Oh God.
Is it
Okay.
double XP weekend?
No,
Not yet.
absolutely
That was
not.
last weekend.
Okay, then the
Oh, I
Cardinals might
thought
have
you were talking about in COD. Or I thought you were talking about
in COD. Yes.
I thought you were talking about on this. Like you get 2 points for your right pick. I was
Oh,
like,
we know about Kyler
Oh,
Murray
no.
and that double XP
yeah,
weekend.
it was last weekend.
Okay,
all
they
right.
might have a chance unless he's grinding camos.
Yeah. All right, Case. Hit us
boy.
with the next one.
All right.
Bull of the week, holy.
Yeah, we got the Buns Bowl here. We got the Colts against the Patriots. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Yeah, give me the Colts here. I guess maybe.
Give me the Colts.
Give me the Patriots.
Give
Yeah.
me the Colts. This
We got
game
Cool guy over
sucks.
here.
That's
Yeah, that is gonna be a terrible
an
game.
awful
This
game.
game is not going on my TV.
No.
And you know what else is gonna be a terrible game in my opinion? The Seahawks against the Jets coming up. Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, give me the
I
Seahawks.
don't like the Jets at
The
all.
Jets are terrible at football.
Give me the Seahawks, man. Come on now.
I think a JV
Give
high
me
school.
the, give me the Seahawks.
Yay!
I think a JV high school team could beat the could beat the Jets.
All right. And then moving on, we have the Titans against the Commanders. Give me the Commanders pretty
Commanders,
easily.
easy.
Commanders.
Give me the Commanders.
I will
Oh.
say I gotta give that Titans team a little bit of credit. They have been playing, I wouldn't say well, but I mean they're holding good opponents.
They still
to
have the
close
worst
games.
offense in the league.
Will Levis,
Yeah.
my goat.
Did you guys see the clip of him after he threw that interception?
the
He
head
put
down run?
and just started running,
That
bro.
was so stupid.
All right.
Didn't work.
And then we
Texans.
arguably have another terrible game. We got the Texans against the Jaguars.
Give me
Give
the
me the
Texans.
Texans.
Yeah.
Texans.
$17 tickets.
It's the
Give me
Jaguars.
Texans.
Yeah.
It's not
All
even
right.
nearly as bad as the next
Ride
game.
with your team, Grant. Don't be a fake fan. Ride with the team.
Duval!
There it
Come on
is.
now. Come on.
Attaboy.
I'm riding with Mac Jones if he's playing.
There you go.
You're gonna get benched?
What?
Is Mac Jones gonna get benched?
Fuck no. Trevor Lawrence went back to practice, right? And everyone was like, "Oh, are you going to play?" And he's like, "No, I still might get surgery. So he's out on the season. So
Yeah, his ass doesn't want to play for the
It's
Jaguars.
also better for Jacksonville to tank.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. We're going into what I think is a little bit better of a game. We got the Rams against the Saints. Give me the Rams. I think they're hot right now. Coming back with Puka Nacua coming back and Cooper Kupp. Give me the Rams.
Echoing what Case says, their team's finally like not really that injured anymore. Give me the Rams. They're a solid football team.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
I think the Rams win this game, but I can't wait to see a Taysom Hill legacy game. I need it.
Get out of here. That
I
already
need it.
happened.
Yeah, that
It's
did
gonna
already
happen
happen.
again.
That's a once a year thing. Come on,
Yeah.
we
No,
know.
it's not.
That is a once a year thing.
I'll look at his history. He went on a Linsanity run a couple years ago. He's gonna do it again.
Sure he did. All right, and we got the Buccaneers against the Panthers. Buccaneers all the way. That's one of my favorite teams to watch this year. I love them.
Buccaneers.
I really want to pick the Panthers, but
Oh,
I can't
It's
go
not even
against my
crazy.
goat Baker Mayfield. So I'm
Baker.
Buccaneers.
Baker.
Such a good team, in my opinion, for such a bad record. I don't know.
they're
Jake,
not-
Hannah,
they're not that
what's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys. I'm gonna go Bucks.
Yeah, might work. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And then going in for the game of the week, in my opinion, without a doubt,
Absolutely.
it's going to be the Eagles against the Ravens. Oh boy, give me the Eagles. I think this is going to be such a fun game to watch because you have the two best running backs in the NFL, and they're going to be battling it
And
out.
Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson.
Yep. Two of the same, I mean, in my opinion, the same kind of offenses.
How did nobody laugh at that? That was funny.
I didn't even hear. What'd you say?
I said
Repeat.
two of the best running backs in the NFL, Lamar Jackson and
Right.
Jalen Hurts.
That is
Nobody
funny.
laughed. That was funny.
I think the
Yeah,
Ravens. I think the Ravens are gonna bring belt to ass and kick the crap out of the Eagles.
Give me Philly.
What?
Give me Philly.
Give me Philly.
Yeah.
I have Philadelphia as my Super Bowl champion. If we don't remember, if we recall back to podcast one. So obviously I'm gonna ride Philly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't back off.
Yeah.
It's Tyler's getting mad. He's the only one going against us right now.
Yeah. This
What?
is why he's so far behind because he thinks he's making moves and then it's just stupid.
It's the Eagles and Ravens. Is that a bad game to go against you guys on?
No, that's
No,
not a
the
bad
other
game.
ones have been terrible.
Tyler,
I think
Tyler, I would have been on your side if I didn't remember that I picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
no. Okay.
So you're not crazy.
My other one was New England at home against the Colts. That's not that bad of a pick either.
No, it's not.
We
It's
just
not
like
even crazy. The Colts are booty.
we just like hating on you, Tyler.
What's the Sunday night game?
And then the Sunday night game, that's going to be the 49ers against the Bills. Give me the Bills. Brock Purdy's coming off being hurt, and I just don't know his questionability of that game.
Where's the game
Regardless,
at?
I think the Bills win.
Give me the Bills too. It's at Orchard Park in New York. Possible snow game, by the way. I'm a big snow
Give me
game
the
guy.
Bills.
That would be tough. So
Give me
just
the
throwing
Bills,
that out
100.
there. Also, the 49ers have been injured for I think the entire season in some way, shape, or form. So I don't see them having any chance at winning this game if I'm being totally honest.
Hey, Tyler, is Christian McCaffrey gonna be fully healthy this game either, or
Then fully healthy.
just wait
Since he
till
came back from IR, he's played every week.
I feel
How
like
many
he's
points?
been a
Not had
little
any
underwhelming.
designation.
He has been underwhelming, without a doubt, Case. I love that take.
Okay, well, also
Tyler-
he had his first week back. He was somewhat limited, and then he didn't have a starting quarterback, and he was the whole focus for the Packers defense. Got shut down the second half.
That's a good
And
point.
who took him
I
number
think-
one overall?
I think this is going to be a fun game.
Tyler,
'cause
can you raise your
running
hand
backs-
for who took Christian McCaffrey over number one overall?
Is that crazy of a pick?
That's not
Yeah.
everybody did that.
Yeah,
Not me.
you
You
didn't
were
have
number one overall.
Give me
you picked
Saquon.
last. Which Saquon at last was a steal. I'll give you that.
Saquon, and then I trailed it with an AJ Brown right after too.
No, but I like this game because both running backs are used very similarly, in the air and on the ground. So I think this will be a fun game to watch. But if it's snowy, Buffalo definitely wins.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm going with you guys. Buffalo wins this game.
All righty. And we got the Monday night game. We have Jack Kenneth's Broncos going up against the Browns. Give me the Broncos. There's no way that offense is going to do anything against their defense.
I
Give me the
love the
Broncos.
Broncos. I love them so much. I was a big
they're a
hater
fun
at the
team.
start of the year. They are so much fun to watch. I love Bo Nix. I think
He's
that
so
was, I
fire.
think that was the steal of the draft, if I'm being totally honest. He
Is
could,
Bo Nix rookie of the year?
he could,
Did I
Yes.
potentially call that?
he could
And that will
easily
be an
be
insane
both
call too,
rookie
because
of
we
the
gave
year.
you so much shit for that.
I
Well,
still
you're
do think
shaking
it's
your head.
Jaden Daniels.
Who do you got?
Jaden Daniels, but
I don't know. It should be interesting. However, before we go, mom game of the week. What are we thinking, fellas? Actually, that's perfect timing. Yeah. Here.
have your mom tell us what
We got a
game.
mom to
Wait,
pick mom
perfect
game of the
timing?
week. Perfect timing. We got a mom pick of the week with the mom.
Timing?
So
Hello, Trevor's
Oh my
mom.
gosh.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to see all of you. It's amazing. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
all right. So
Yes,
what
happy
do you
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
got for mom game of the week?
I've got the Eagles versus the Ravens is my mom game of the week.
There you go.
Does Tara Burns
God,
know
That was the
Good
smart
pick, good
choice.
pick.
Does Tara
I don't know
Burns
what to
know
say.
ball?
She knows ball.
What
Lead
about
ball
who
nowhere.
do you got? Last question for you. Who do you got? Chicago Bears versus the Lions.
I mean, I have to go the Bears, right?
There you go.
I
You see where I got it from now, fellas.
connected.
Okay.
Connected.
Okay.
Very nice.
He didn't like that.
Kinda-
He didn't
kinda-
like
It's
that.
the Chicago blood right there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
It's gonna be a
Chicago
rough
against- we're gonna
Thanksgiving.
get
A little
blown out.
questionable, a little questionable.
Right?
The Bears
Go
fans
Bears,
are,
though.
Thanksgiving.
fair weather fans.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me make a guest appearance.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Thank you for coming.
Anytime. Anytime.
All right, well, there you go. Mom game of the week. How about it, fellas? Tara knows ball. Tara knows
I
We
can't
have-
wait to
easy.
see Cortland Sutton on Monday night go crazy though.
Yeah,
He's
right.
gonna have 50. 3
Yeah.
receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
Actually, I really do like Jameis Winston, though. That game low-key scares me. I still
Yeah,
think
I
we
agree.
win, but
Give me the Broncos. Light work.
I just want to know what Jameis says before the game.
I do too. I love Jameis Winston. He's awesome.
All glory to God.
All glory to God.
Did you guys hear his snow game? How he was singing Jingle
Oh,
Bells
yeah.
and stuff? That
He
was
was
so
awesome.
funny.
He was awesome.
He's a great personality in the NFL.
He's just the
He's
he's just the
so
guy,
fun,
dude.
yeah.
He's just the guy living. I love it.
I heard somebody compare Bo Nix to Jameis Winston because when Bo Nix throws a football, it's either an absolute dot laser or it's a really, really bad interception.
That's a great take.
And somebody just said the way Bo Nix plays football just reminds me of Jameis, and it's pretty true.
Yeah, it's accurate, unfortunately.
It's kind of funny. He's either throwing lasers or it's what the hell was that interception?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Well-
super fun. The NFL season is getting it's getting
Almost
important
done.
right now.
Almost done.
It's been something.
Then we just have basketball.
That's not
I'm
a
all right with
choice.
I love
College
basketball.
Basketball? Come
I
on.
love basketball.
Best time
Talking
of the year,
basketball.
arguably.
Nothing gets better than college basketball.
I have an entire podcast that's strictly college basketball. So
Yeah.
Is that the perfect transition to
Yeah, I
promote
think
your
it
podcast?
is.
there you
Shout
go.
out
We'll
to
flash a
Pod.
graphic.
Yep.
We'll flash a
Throw-
graphic.
throw the
The
graphic.
bird
I don't know who
cage.
our editor
Rob,
is.
not behind the board. You
Not
can't be doing this right
Yeah.
now.
We
right?
well no, it's in the hands of Tyler. Tyler's got to do it.
Not
We
at all.
have just filmed a podcast earlier today recapping Kansas Duke.
Love it.
Sadly, I'm gonna have to do one tonight recapping Creighton, Texas A&M. I don't want
That's
to do
gonna
that.
hurt a little
I'm
more.
on.
I
the
actually really want Creighton to win that game.
I
I
do
hate
too.
Hey, Kenna,
I really
if
want them to
Creighton,
as
if
well.
Creighton wins that game, can I get on the podcast for a second?
I'll let you hop on the podcast for a second. Yes, Grant.
Come on
right.
now.
Oh, very nice.
All righty.
It's been a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving. I can't wait to see all of your plates tomorrow, and hopefully the Bears game's a little better than I'm hoping.
There you go.
All right.
That is-
Family and football, what's better?
Amen. Happy Thanksgiving.
All righty.
Later,
Catch you later,
everybody.
boys. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Later, chat.